What exactly do you call a feature film that was translated from a documentary? Is it a remake, an adaptation? I suppose in this case it falls somewhere in the middle. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we are talking about Last Breath, which is a contained claustrophobic thriller that is based on the documentary by the same name that was also directed by this film's director, Alex Parkinson, back in 2019. I haven't seen the documentary, but I did Google the synopsis of it so that I could compare and contrast the two at least a little bit in this video. And I have to say it follows the documentary pretty closely. The story is very simple and contained. It's about two seasoned deep-sea divers who find themselves battling the raging ocean as they struggle to rescue a crewmate who becomes stranded with limited oxygen 300 feet below the surface of the sea. I will be open and honest about the fact that I have thalassophobia. The ocean scares the shit out of me, and the thought of being trapped in this situation, surrounded by nothing but darkness, not being able to communicate with your crew, or hear them, or even know if they're going to come back to try to save you, must be mortifying. And because of that, my favorite sequence in Last Breath is a 20 to 30 minute chunk right in the middle where things start to go wrong and you're thrown into the POV of the diver who becomes trapped. And it is truly terrifying. There's some great suspense in there. I think they do a great job of elevating the sound design and even conveying what it might be like to experience a lack of sound and how that might be terrifying. The lighting is also great. However they shot the underwater sequences, I think they look great. And, they got that element correct. Unfortunately, we've come to that point in the video fairly soon in which I have to say there's a fundamental factor in the screenplay that bugged the shit out of me, and it's just the fact that it is so very thin. If anything, I think I'm going to sit down and watch the full documentary so I can get the full scope of what actually happened, because that to me is more fascinating than a feature film adaptation. I have no idea why they felt the need to make this when there's already a version of it out there that explores the real life events so it feels more tangible, more real. And I'm sure the doc actually conveys these people as real human beings, which is what the film fell short on for me. It doesn't do these characters justice because it really has no ambition to explore them as people at all. The three divers are played by Finn Cole, Woody Harrelson, and Simu Liu. These three characters each have like one main trait that the film focuses on, and that's it. Finn Cole has a fiance that he loves very much, Woody Harrelson's character is about to retire, and Simu Liu is the apathetic, dismissive guy who's kind of a jerk to his coworkers, but he does care deep down. To the best of my knowledge, they changed the names from the real-life counterparts when making the characters for this film, so I think it would have been greatly appreciated if they had played up some of the fictional elements and, I don't know, at least given us a scene before the situation actually happens in which these three characters are sitting together, having conversations, and we could get to know them a little bit better and feel more connected to them, which would also elevate the suspense, which otherwise I think was fairly well done. Another thing that really bothered me about this movie is that once the accident occurs, the film will shift its focus back and forth between the diving crew and the people controlling the ship. These other characters who have had next to no dialogue up until this point in the movie are suddenly being shown through significant portions. We have no idea what is going on inside of their heads. We don't know a single thing about most of them. And I just see so many missed opportunities, and I appreciate that they didn't try to overcook the runtime. This is like barely 90 minutes, but there's something missing. There's a lot missing, actually. This film has no humanity, and what humanity it does conjure feels utterly cliche and cheesy. There's a conversation between Finn Cole's character and his fiancée, and the dialogue felt like something out of a Hallmark movie, and I'm like, this does not fit with a serious, hyper-realistic thriller like what this is trying to be. And I'd like to stress that this is a miraculous situation that these people found themselves in real life. What they went through is extraordinary, but the movie we got is not. Your mileage may vary, and I think it depends on how much you like small, contained thrillers, but everything in this movie, aside from some of the suspenseful sequences when the accident first occurs, fell very flat. I will say Woody Harrelson is quite good. I think he has the most emotional performance, the most emotional character in the movie, and he does a good job with what he's given, but it's not enough. I'm going to cut this one short because, quite frankly, it was such a forgettable movie. I'm going to give Last Breath 2 stars. It pains me to do this because I wanted to like the movie more. We're on a rough streak right now with a couple of really bad movies back to back, movies that I was generally excited for. But the more I think about this, the more I wish it just stayed a documentary. I plan on going back and watching that at some point because I think, again, that will have such more of a human touch to it, a human feel. At the very end of this film, when they roll credits, they give us video footage of the real life people, and in the 5 minutes alone that we got of that, I felt more connected to them than I did any of the characters in the fictionalized screenplay. So those are my thoughts on Last Breath. If you do see the film, be sure to let me know what you think of it down in the comments. I'll catch you guys in the next one. See you later.